Kellyanne Conway is finally back on our TV screens, and as predicted, she was out there defending Donald Trump's perfect phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Unfortunately for her, Chris Wallace on Fox News wanted actual answers to the questions he was asking and didn't get them, and that made Chris Wallace more than a little unhappy. Here's the exchange that took place yesterday on Fox News Sunday between Fox News host Chris Wallace and Kellyanne Conway.
Washington Post reports that a growing number of Republican senators are concerned about the evidence that's come out and are suggesting perhaps they will say that, yes, the military aid was dependent on Ukraine investigating the Bidens, that it was a quid pro quo, but that is not an impeachable offense. Would President Trump accept that as a way to get out of this controversy?
You act like somebody's giving you a plea bargain for a lesser offense. Of what crime is he being accused? And when will he have a chance to face the judge, jury, and executioner? Chris, what those Republican senators are saying, they're broadcasting to you and the rest of the world. I'm not going to be one of the 20 Republicans who goes with the Democrats and removes a Democratic elected president of the United States just because the Democrats can't figure out how to get him out.
Well, according to the report, they're concerned, though, that the evidence doesn't look good for the president.
Well, what they're concerned, I think the reason you saw every single Republican vote against the impeachment inquiry is because they have not seen evidence of a high crime or misdemeanor, so much so they couldn't even vote to have the inquiry go forward because of the way the inquiry has been so flawed.
See, what's fun for me about that clip is the fact that Chris Wallace didn't care what Kellyanne Conway had to say when she went off on these tangents. Now, typically, Fox News hosts, when they talk to anybody, not just in this administration, but really anybody on the right, they're going to let them go wherever they want to go. They can misdirect the public, they can lie to the public, they can just do whatever. But I think Chris Wallace, understanding that he may be the only actual news reporter left at the network, didn't want to hear any of it. He kept trying to pull her back to the issue at hand, and she just kept driving down her crazy little road wherever the heck she wanted to go. And that's why, not featured in that part of the clip, but you can check out the whole clip in the link in the description of this video. At the end, Chris Wallace was just like, all right, yeah, I'm going to talk about other things with other people later, so you can watch that if you want, Kellyanne, but thanks for your time. He didn't want any of it. He couldn't stand it anymore because you don't get the truth from Kellyanne Conway. You don't get answers from Kellyanne Conway. And it is completely a waste of everyone's time to even put this woman on the air. But as we had discussed just a week or two ago, the White House had essentially been hiding Kellyanne Conway from the public. She was not going on TV. They weren't sending anyone actually on TV for quite a while because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to say, and they were worried somebody was going to pull a Mick Mulvaney and just make the situation so much worse by admitting, as Mulvaney did, that they withheld aid as part of a quid pro quo with Ukraine. But I guess now they've got their talking points in order, and so they sent out their loyal lapdog Kellyanne to go deliver those talking points. And even though Chris Wallace didn't want to hear it, Kellyanne did a good job of sticking to the administration-approved talking points, which is to basically just trash the Democrats, say that the call was perfect, and then trash the Democrats a little more over procedures while ignoring the obvious evidence that is getting more and more abundant by the day that Donald Trump definitely committed a crime. One of today's video sponsors is Impeach the Slap Card Game. And now that Donald Trump is officially going through impeachment, it could not be a better time to purchase this fun and educational game for your family. Not to mention the fact that we are officially in the holiday shopping season. So if there's someone on your holiday shopping list that maybe they're not a fan of Donald Trump, or even if they are a fan of Donald Trump, this game has something for everybody. And here's what they have to offer. In addition to being a fun game you can play with your family and friends, each card comes complete with either a quote from Donald Trump or a fact or figure about his administration. So yes, even the Trump fans out there can finally get a clear look at what exactly is happening under this administration. And as I mentioned, Trump is officially under impeachment. The investigations are ongoing right now, so it couldn't possibly be a better time to enjoy the fun of impeachment with your friends and family. So follow the links below at the top of the description of this video, use code RINGOFFIRE at checkout, and get 10% off your purchase of Impeach the Slap Card Game.